Welcome to the 2021 RBC Bronwen Wallace Award for Emerging Writers video celebration. My name is Carrianne Leung, and together we'll be exploring the work of this year's poetry and short fiction finalists and discovering the $10,000 winners of each category. I am based in Chakaranto, as is the Writers' Trust office. This territory is covered by Dish with One Spoon Wampum Belt, a covenant between the Anishinaabe, the Haudenosaunee, and the Mississaugas of the New Credit that bound them to share the territory and protect the land. Subsequent Indigenous nations and peoples, settlers, and all newcomers have been invited into this treaty in a spirit of peace, friendship, and respect. I acknowledge that Chakaranto is also covered by Treaty 13, signed with the Mississaugas of the Credit, and is now home to many diverse First Nations, Inuit, and Métis people. Using and participating in land acknowledgements are a way to recognize the enduring presence and resilience of Indigenous peoples in this area since time immemorial. They are a reminder that we are all accountable to these relationships and that we are participants in the ongoing efforts of reconciliation. Of course, we're celebrating the RBC Bronwen Wallace Award finalists virtually this year because of the pandemic. I'm sure the jurors enjoyed taking time over the past few months to pore over the works by emerging writers from across the country. I had the pleasure of being on the fiction jury last year. It was a thrilling experience as I was treated to a taste of the brilliant new literary talent across Canada. Today, we will meet the 6 talented emerging writers that the 2021 judges selected from over 500 submissions in both categories. You can read each of the shortlisted works online at writerstrust.com/BronwenWallace. The stories and poems, along with works by past finalists, are also available for download at itunes.com/BronwenWallace. We asked each of this year's finalists to record some home videos to show us what their workspaces look like or what drives them forward as inspired creators. I'm excited to share a glimpse of their writing life with you. So let's jump in and start with the writers nominated in the poetry category. The RBC Bronwen Wallace Award for Emerging Writers was created to provide early career opportunities for recognition and is open to Canadian writers unpublished in book form. The prize is sponsored by the RBC Foundation's Emerging Artists Project. Since the award was established in 1994, it has recognized 84 emerging writers and has a storied track record of discovering Canada's brightest writers at the outset of their careers. The poetry jury for the 2021 Bronwen Wallace Award was made up of the poets Irfan Ali, Dominica Martinello, and Jacob MacArthur Mooney. The jury read 250 collections of poetry this year and were tasked with choosing 3 for the shortlist. The poets they selected as the finalists are
I live in a house with my partner and his 2 children. It's really important to me to have a space of my own where I can come and be creative. It's important to me to honor the people I love on my altar and to have my altar activated when I'm writing to remind me that creation is always a spiritual act. The earth inside me wonders about Neanderthals. Had they been instructed yet on how everything needs me to be a part of itself, to be complete? Or did they think of Chris's lips murmuring against mine in bedside light as he digs himself into sleep?
Basically, showing you things in my space is probably the easiest way for me to further introduce you to Xanax Cowboy. Yeah, very much a character I live with. Xanax Cowboy obviously likes skulls. I was just trying to get one skull, but I ended up making quite a bulk purchase from a man in Austria. Pretty much what you'd expect from a Xanax Cowboy.
Oh, discomfort, all tooth and claw. Perhaps I too am confused by it. There is something sick and wrong with a woman who seeks attention, i.e. I am a grease trap that requires hourly cleaning, i.e. I am a misfire shooting for the moon and landing teary-eyed in your living room, i.e. I am a vacancy sign flashing its neon tits, i.e. I am.
my living room, at the dining table. I like having plants and books around me while I'm working to keep me company. I'll usually make myself a cup of tea before I start writing. I like the way a truly blank page gives me a sense of freedom to experiment and play with form on the page, as though my writing really could go anywhere. I am growing a garden, and I'm going to swallow that garden, and from that garden I will grow trees with sentences that flower into delectable phrases, and each word is a word I lost, and I will pluck it and put it on my tongue, and I will plant the seed of each verb to grow and grow, and my prayers will be water, and my tongue will flower.
And the winner is Zara Nakfi for The Knot of My Tongue.
Thank you. I'm just astounded and overwhelmed with gratitude to have been selected for this honor. This has been an incredible experience. Congratulations also to the other finalists, Jessica and Hannah. I loved reading your beautiful work, and I'm so grateful to have shared this experience with you. I hope despite this event being online, we will get a chance to get to know each other. There are so many more people I want to thank who've played a role in helping me get here. Thank you to RBC, to the Writers' Trust, and all the folks who are doing fantastic work behind the scenes administering this prize, including Devin Jackson and Amanda Hopkins and Barbara Zarnecki, the copy editor, and everyone else who has made this experience so special. A heartfelt thank you also to the amazing jury, Irfan Ali, Dominica Martinello, and Jacob MacArthur Mooney. I was so nervous when I was submitting these poems. It means everything to me that you engaged with my work with such care, attention, and generosity. Thank you for seeing what I was trying to do. It is the most special and humbling feeling, and I've been reading the jury citation again and again. Thank you. Thank you also to my family, my Ummi and Baba. Being your daughter is and always will be my biggest honor. My siblings, Heather, Amna, Jawad, for your continuous and unconditional love and support. All my friends, including Zanera, Sana, Afrin, Katongo, Sarah Munawar, and all the women and sisters in my life. I wrote these poems as though I was in conversation with you, and it is because it is in your company that my tongue loosens and I find my voice. And as Sana would say, thank you for being my audience. Thank you to Deborah Campbell, who has taught me so much about living a writing life, about truth and courage and fighting for what we love. I'm honored to look up to you and learn from you. I especially want to thank my partner, Zikri. Since you entered my life, you've believed in me and my words in a way I did not know was possible. You see me and help me see myself. Thank you for your faith and support. I also want to acknowledge my Muslim community in Canada who raised me. It has been a difficult time for us, and I want to say that I see you, I love you, and that this is for you. And finally, thank you to Carolyn Smart for creating this prize. It means a lot to me to be receiving an award that was created in the memory of Bronwen Wallace, a poet involved in working class feminist activism who used her literary voice to speak out against many injustices, including violence against women. I hope I can do justice to honoring her feminist legacy. Thank you.
Congratulations, Zara, and Jessica and Hannah as well. For the short fiction category, writers submitted a 10-page sample of their work, either a standalone short story or an excerpt from a longer work in progress. The short fiction jury was composed of the following authors: J.R. McConvey, Zalika Reed-Benta, and John Elizabeth Stintsey. Out of the 295 pieces of short fiction they read, the jury selected finalists.
Personally, I find that writing is a process of discovery, of finding my way into a story, whether it's through a song lyric, a memory, or an offhand comment, and following it wherever it leads. Mapping my way through a story usually happens when I'm on the move, especially when I'm outside, in nature, and away from the sights and sounds of my day-to-day life. Speaking Vietnamese is like tracing the Hoang Linh Sung Mountains with the tip of your tongue. You have a sound, and its meaning veers suddenly depending on where it is in your mouth. So that mak is when you lose something, mak is a face, and mak might be talking about a cool breeze. But English is flat, like a very long road, and any shards of emotion have been swept safely into piles.
The water here on the West Coast connects me to the places where I grew up: China, India, Hong Kong, Taiwan, 中国, Indu, 香港, Taiwan. The ships are like the stories that inspire me, a physical link to people and places that are seemingly far away, far apart, but there they are, every day, noticed or unnoticed. It'd be hard to live without them.
I was assigned to a series of flat baskets nearby, the kind we use for harvest back home. The first basket held tiny, perfect human arms. Hundreds and hundreds of left arms with fine, long-fingered hands. Each finger had the outline of a fingernail on it. I ran my own coarse hands over the doll fingers. Someday soon, my farm hands would become smooth like these small doll hands.
Honestly, I think I've done some of my best writing of the pandemic while out for a run. I find it really helpful to let ideas sort of rattle around in my head, and I get a lot of clarity when I let my mind wander that I don't get when I'm sitting at my computer trying to write. It helps me take the pressure off and just have a lot more fun while I'm writing.
A moment after Ivan returns from the CT scan, he begins to seize. Eddie draws the curtains. He doesn't want a nurse called, doesn't need a rural hospital admission, just wants to drive home. He counts. Ivan is lying on the bed and Eddie rolls him onto his side. He holds Ivan's torso like he's hugging the seizure into submission. At 96 seconds, it stops.
And the winner is Anna Ling K for East City.
Hello from the city known as Vancouver, which sits on the unceded ancestral homelands of the Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh peoples. I am amazed to be giving this speech. Winning the Bronwen Wallace Award is a tremendous and completely unexpected honor, and I am simply filled with gratitude to the very hardworking and cheerful team at the Writers' Trust of Canada and to prize sponsor RBC. I am beyond grateful to the jury, John Elizabeth Stinzy, Zalika Reed-Benta, and J.R. McConvey. Thank you for letting this story into your hearts. Huge congratulations to fellow nominees Carolyn Chung and Joshua Wales on the recognition of your beautiful work. It is deeply moving to receive the award that carries Bronwen Wallace's name. I am so inspired by the advocacy work Bronwen Wallace did and the truths she spoke. Thank you to Carolyn Smart and the other founders of this generous and important award. I would also like to take a moment to thank Jade Wallace and the co-signers of the open letter to lift the age limit on prize eligibility. The world you advocated for is one that included someone like me. I am so grateful for that collective vision and will continue to work towards a more equitable literary landscape for all. Immense thanks to every one of you. Writing is very lonely work, but I have had the incredible luck of finding wise and good community along the way. I would like to thank my writing group. Zoe, Doretta, Clea, Teo. Your words and actions inspire me and fill my heart. Larry, David, your kindness and gentle encouragement keeps me going on the days when it would have been far easier to stop. As well, great thanks to my peers and professors at UBC Creative Writing, especially my very patient thesis advisory committee of Linda, Annabelle, and Keith. I couldn't accept this award without thanking my family. Mom, Dad, Teo, and Melody. Thank you for the companionship, curiosity, and support on our many, many adventures. Thank you to my friends and family, most especially to both of my children. Thank you for your patience with this time-consuming urge to share stories. None of this work would have been possible without my dearest Alex, who didn't run as he probably should have, but has stayed steady and supportive from the minute I dared speak out loud this dream of writing. Thank you. I love you all dearly. Above all, I want to thank the factory workers, supervisors, and owners who granted me interviews or shared their stories in book, article, or documentary form. Every one of us benefits from their essential work, and I can only hope more stories can increase our empathy for each other in this world. I would encourage anyone who is interested to seek more stories of migrant and factory workers. A wonderful place to start is the book Iron Moon, an anthology of Chinese migrant worker poetry. Thank you all so much. This is amazing. 非常非常感谢.
Congratulations, Anna, and Carolyn and Joshua as well. On behalf of the Writers' Trust, thank you again for joining us in celebrating these fresh perspectives from Canada's newest voices. Congratulations again to all of this year's winners and finalists. Don't forget to read their amazing work online at writerstrust.com/Bronwen Wallace. A heartfelt thanks to RBC Emerging Artists Project, which for 14 years has been supporting this beloved award. The RBC Emerging Artists Project helps artists bridge the gap from emerging to established and supports organizations that provide the best opportunities to advance artists' careers. You're also invited to join the Writers' Trust next week on Wednesday, June 23rd for more Emerging Writer Fun, the presentation of the 2021 Dane Ogilvy Prize for LGBTQ Two-Spirit Emerging Writers. The digital event, hosted by past winner Nancy Jo Cullen, will introduce you to even more exceptional new writers. All 3 finalists are poets this year, so if you love poetry, be sure to tune in. For more details, visit writerstrust.com or follow @WritersTrust on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Now it's time for me to get back to my new pandemic hobby. Stay healthy, stay safe.